Hi guys, welcome back to Drum Dog, and this very special video we would like to say a huge thank you because we have just gone over 10,000 subscribers.
Hey.
So what we thought we'd do is, we've never done this before, unlike every other channel. We're going to go through the comments. We could get some really good comments. The engagement we get on our videos are really good, we think. And we really appreciate you commenting, so comment. And we're going to go right back to the beginning and some recent ones as well, and answer as honestly as we can some of the questions on and thoughts that we have on some of the comments.
Let's go through and pick out the best, worst, prettiest and ugliest comments, and yeah, just as a big thanks to you guys for subscribing to the channel and helping us do what we do and giving us the love that you do. You are much appreciated, and we wouldn't be here without you.
Go on, and you kick us off.
So we've tried really hard to pick out our favourite comments, but inevitably the ones that draw our attention are always the negative ones. And we really thank you guys for leaving the positive comments that just say like, thanks for making the videos and really enjoyed this, it's been helpful. It really does mean the world to us. And sorry we haven't picked out loads of those today, but they're just not as interesting to talk about. So without further ado, let's check out some of the comments that have caught our attention for good and bad reasons. Kicking off with Jim Kavanagh with a positive comment on our snare head comparison video. Your tuning was balls on. You guys are real drummers.
It's a new type of dampening.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we do try to nail the tuning for the sound comparison videos, especially when it comes to drum heads. Quite often we're doing a lot of head changes in the same day, and your ears get tired and your soul gets tired of changing the same drum head seven times. But we don't always nail it, so it is nice. It's nice to see that Jim thinks we did. So thanks, Jim. Same vein, we had Drumusica raise a really interesting point on our Canopus sound comparison video, which was 3 different drum kits with the same heads. And he says that we had a major flaw in the way we set up the whole test. And he says instead of aiming for the same tuning in terms of head pitch, we should have aimed for the same tension, and then to allow any changes in pitch to be a difference in perception because of the wood, because of the shells basically. Which
So we'd have to use a thingy.
that would be a drum dial or tune bot to do it really, and neither of us are tune bot believers.
Well, I've seen them. They exist.
They're a myth.
They definitely exist, and I've definitely seen them. I don't know.
I feel like tuning a head is a bit more. It's a bit more convoluted than a single point of tension, because a drum dial is basically a DTI gauge, right? Mm-hmm. It's a DTI gauge that you put on the head. It deflects the head by a set level of tension and then tells you how much the head's deflecting by. But you're dealing with one membrane that's being held on up to 10 points. That single head deflection is going to be affected by a lot more than the one lug it's next to. So the dial may read correct tension at that lug and the drum could sound terrible because it's all about balance, which I feel like they can't replace the ear. They're a useful tool sometimes, but I'm just not a big fan. And the tune bots are just the more left unsaid, the better.
Why don't you say what you really mean, and in the edit...
They're absolutely and a waste of time. Use your ears and a drum key, you lazy.
Yeah, I hope I remember to edit that. Okay, Johnny Foster has written to one of our Ralph Roll videos, the Ralph Roll snare technique. He's advised that Ralph should keep practicing, which is pretty cool. I think that's, if there's anything there's anything that could be, negative comments we can disagree with, or we can
Take on the chin.
or we can robust. Ralph Hurrell should keep practicing. I think that's an interesting one.
Because Ralph would probably agree with you. He'd probably say, "Yep, he's still got more to go." But it's just it's a very brave statement to tell the drummer for Chic to keep practicing. Rather you than me, mate.
Extended roll.
So Earl Bennett points out on our video about mixing and matching cymbals that the second you said that you were a big Chad Smith fan and that you all had Sabians inspired by Chad Smith, I think it must have been about that exact week that he left Sabian and moved to Paiste. Now, rumour has it it's because he saw the fact that Ryan was a big fan. He thought, oh, no thanks.
The power that I have. Was whereas Sabian haven't paid me to change cymbals. But no, honestly, that video was going. I mentioned that when I was a kid, Chad Smith him and Steve White used Sabian cymbals, and so I went, I want them as well. So and that's what I did. I still use Sabian cymbals, and Chad, up until 20 odd years, played Sabian, I think, until the weekend I mentioned it, and he switched to Paiste.
So Earl suggests that you should switch to Paiste along with him. Are you going to be selling up?
Not a Paiste fan. Actually, it's not fair. I love the Masters.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Masters ride I found. I love it. But I would need to sell a lot of stuff to change all my...
You'd sell the car.
Yeah.
You'd have the perfect set of cymbals and not be able to get to the gig.
Yeah. Oh, that Masters ride. Oh, man. So here's an interesting comment that says more about the guy that commented than the actual question, I would say. This is on the video where we tried to get an 18-inch sound bass drum to sound like a 22. And the comment was, what was it?
Size matters. Ask any crazy girl. Real men go for 24 or 26. And as the previous owner of a 26 yourself.
Yeah, 26 is a great drum. It's I had it when I was younger. If you're doing sharing a stage with other drummers and other bands, once you've put that 26 on stage, you've the battle's done, isn't it? You just got a bigger cannon than everybody else.
Look, it's not about the size, it's about how you use it. I'm taking my 18 out and I'm proud of it, okay?
That's fine. You get your little 18 out, I'll put my 26-inch next door, and the crazy girls are obviously, according to this comment, that is, are coming for the John Bonham.
Now, this has got to be... This is a comment that's close to our hearts because it must have been one of our first troll comments. And it's on our Meinl range comparison video that Ryan made back at the shop. This is a while back now. It must have been 2019, 2018?
I don't know. I can't remember. I've erased it. But
And St. Mindless says, guys be hitting the cymbals like 14-year-olds that have never played before.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. And to be honest, he's not alone. I got so much hate on that video that I took it down.
Oh, look, you hurt his feelings. We're real people, okay?
To put some context in the thing, would you say I'm one of those people that's being told they don't hit hard enough?
Oh my god. Every time I've been in the same room as you playing, it hurts. It must be the only context in the entire world anyone has told you to play drums quieter. You are so loud. I don't understand how this has happened. It's like some kind of glitch in the Matrix.
The point is, these cymbals are when we had a small drum department in a music shop. And with the bank's money, we ordered $5,000 worth of Meinl, and it arrived, and we didn't put them on kits, we put them on stands, and I just tapped them and did some rolls and stuff to get... I don't want to smack the hell out of those money. I want my money back.
And bear in mind, it was in the context of a small shop as well. I mean, there was a little record bit in the corner, and there's people shopping downstairs and music lessons next door. None of it's soundproof. So if you had you absolutely going hell for leather on a 20-inch Byzance extra hammered crash, I can imagine it would have raised a complaint or two.
To defend that video, I mean, you just go up the ranges. You can tell the difference on that video between a 20 B8 bronze cymbal and the Byzance. You know, you can go up up and do it. But yeah, fair enough. If you're wanting to actually find the tone of that video on a good old crash, then I didn't do a good job. So going back to one of my first Trolleys comments, let's go back to one of my favourites of yours, and that's going back to a lesson where I've got a nice foot cam on your wonderful foot technique there, and a guy messages that those shoes look like they stink.
I mean, he did also say otherwise nice video. So
Yes.
thanks, Jason Schultz. That was very nice of you, mate. But I tell you what, he's got a point. I'm rather partial to little white rimmed skate style shoes. And our studio is thoroughly in the southwest Somerset countryside. And you can, especially in winter, you cannot step outside the door without stepping in mud. So the task that I set myself sometimes of trying to keep shoes clean lasts about 2 months 2 weeks realistically into the shoe's life, and then I quit.
Do you think we can find some budget for studio shoes?
Well, I just step into them.
Those Dave Weckl ones that he released. Remember those?
No, I'm not buying drumming shoes. So any lovers of the channel will know that we do a little April Fool's thing every year, and one of my favourites was our clear versus blue moon gel sound comparison.
Who thought that?
And yeah, it was just a bit tongue in cheek, and but I suppose the videos are left up all year round, and unless you're sharp enough to look at the upload date, you may watch it and not clock that it's an April Fool's. So there were a fair few comments on that one, calling it out to be a fake video, and yeah, they're not wrong.
I mean, it's not subtle. But what I love is the image in my mind of someone watching the video and going,
something don't add up here.
and yeah, so that is fake. And a couple of comments on some of our other watch a video before commenting just on the thumbnail as well. Otherwise you will be had by our April Fool's jokes as well, because we did one about can a signature drumstick make you play like the person it's a signature from, and absolutely, of course not.
How dare you suggest that it would?
What a stupid suggestion. Like,
you are a very, very silly man.
Well, yeah, we are. But if you'd have watched the video, I think you might have. Yeah. So it seems a lot of our subscribers come from America, and it's really nice to have you along. But sometimes our accents amuse you, it would seem. And this comment hurts me in one way and is fine on the other. So yeah, you lost me at 10 seconds with your pronunciation of aluminum. Obviously we would say aluminium, but also the reason why it hurts me is you're referring to my lovely deep aluminium Yamaha recording custom, which I sold and regret.
I wish you kept it as well. I miss having that drum around here.
Yeah. Now, talking about our sound comparison, drumhead sound comparison, there are a few complaints about the imagination of your drum fills during the sound comparisons.
It's the only fill I know, man. Give me a break. So, I mean, doing a sound comparison, I set out to make it a purely scientific and sound-based thing, and I purposely did the same every single time just to make it super even, so you can pick out truly the sonic differences. Because I feel like I've watched a few videos that are, check out these heads, check out this kit, and it's a guy shredding out, and he's a phenomenal drummer, but I come out of it not being able to really pull out a difference and really pick out the tone, because there was always the resonance of a crash he just hit under a tom, or there's so much going on. I'm struggling to pick out actual sounds. So yeah, sure, it is really boring and it's everyone's first drum fill, but I'll tell you what, I'm not sorry. I think it's useful. I think it's useful to isolate the sound difference with a really boring fill and compare it with the same thing every single time, because it's not about how fast can I play a fill or what chop did I learn this week. It's just about the difference between two drum heads. So I am unapologetically boring.
Yeah, I mean, at least you haven't got to edit it. The amount of times I've heard that, Phil. Flipping heck.
PTSD.
And going back to those, staying on the same subject as those heads comparisons, because we haven't done one for a while, but they were very popular. So who asked this one?
Walt Heisenberg himself.
Yeah, Walt Heisenberg himself asked a couple of questions. Why no Aquarian? Back in the days when we were buying heads, and we were in retail, Aquarian were the only manufacturer that didn't get back to me when I wanted to buy some.
How rude.
So there you go. That's why no Aquarian so far. We might get someone. And the other question is, what was it?
What does Chunnings mean?
What does Chunnings mean?
What does Chunnings mean, Ryan?
I have no idea what he's referring to, but it must be a pronunciation of what we say. But I've looked it up, and Chunning is an ancient god worshipped by the Aztecs and Mayans and other rainforest tribes in South America.
Might I add, that's from Urban Dictionary, and when Ryan said he'd found a definition of Chunnings from Urban Dictionary, I suggested we might not be able to put that in a YouTube video. That was quite a tame... I'm almost disappointed.
You see the outtakes.
Well, there we go. I know this has been a bit of a silly comment trawl, and I know we did pick out a few negative ones there, but honestly, a massive thank you to all 10,000 of you that have subscribed. We wouldn't be here without you, and we massively appreciate all your supports and comments, even the negative and funny ones. I'll tell you what, especially the negative and funny ones.
Yeah, it is true. So 10,000, thank you very much. If you liked this format of video and you want maybe some more serious drumming questions, here's where you do it. So chuck them in the comments. Let us know if there's anything you want to know about us or anything you want to know about our drumming, our kits or anything like that. Chuck them in the comments. Thank you very much. We hope to see you again soon.